What's up, guys? This episode, we're going to help you win your fantasy championship by giving you some draft tips that can be crucial in helping you win your fantasy championship. How many days to football, Nick?
63, and I can't wait any longer.
It can't come any slower, but at least, you'll be surprised how many fantasy leagues are already starting. I was in a mock draft yesterday, and somebody was saying in the comments that they were so nervous because their draft was in a week, and a lot of people get hurt in preseason. So he was nervous about that. But you'd be surprised how many people are already starting leagues. And if you start your league tomorrow or in a few months, these draft tips can help you by winning your league.
Yeah.
So first tip, you want to start?
My first tip to help you win your league is wait a little bit on your quarterback. Take him around the 5th round because that's when most of the quarterbacks start getting taken. And in the earlier rounds, try to get your running backs and your top wide receivers for your team and wait.
I agree. I would wait. I think you could wait even a little longer. I would wait to see how your draft is playing out. If a lot of quarterbacks are going early, then I would say take a quarterback around the 5th round. But if you see top quarterbacks going off the board, a few quarterbacks like Rodgers, Peyton, don't get so nervous because there's a lot of quarterbacks that you can wait on later in the draft.
Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, all those guys.
Another draft tip I have for you guys is stack up on your running backs early. Running backs are the hardest position to come by. 32 teams, and not even a lot of those. There's a lot of teams that are in committees, split carries, and a lot of running backs get hurt, and even and some just aren't even that great that you would not even want in fantasy. So you want to stack up on running backs early, maybe even go running back in the 1st round, 2nd round, and possibly even the 3rd. That's how you want your depth in running back, because if your top running back goes down, you have to be able to replace him because there's not going to be a top guy usually in free agency.
Agreed. Running backs are one of the most important positions. You could get your wide receivers, but running backs are very hard to come by, and not one always sprouts from free agency.
Exactly, because there's 2 wide receivers on a team, usually maybe even 3 on some teams that can start in your fantasy lineup. Next fantasy advice we have for you for your draft is don't wait around the day before your draft to start preparing. Prepare for your draft now, early. Get your magazines, read your articles online. See all these different analyst rankings, because you don't want to be there and be the only person that doesn't know what they're doing come draft day.
Yeah, you should. I'm even starting to prepare now. My draft is 2 months away. Reading magazines, like he said, get your fantasy apps, Twitter. There's many things you could help
you win your championship. Yeah. Exactly. Next tip you got?
The next tip is going to be draft depth, because if one of your top guys go down, or even 2 of your top guys, you're going to need help. So if you have that depth and you don't waste your late round picks on just junk people and actually make them important, your team will be very good.
Another tip we have for you is you want to take risks late. You don't want to take risks early. You always want your first few picks to be solid picks that guys are going to perform. Later in the draft, that's when you want to steal the draft and take some sleepers. I like the guy Kiri Robinson, running back for the Saints. I think he can be a big sleeper. And those types of guys, and even maybe some rookies that people aren't expecting to be big, those are the guys you got to take chances on, because you never know who's going to break out, who you could keep in future years, or even who you can possibly trade away for trade bait, and that's how you win your leagues, not only in the early rounds but definitely in your later rounds too. So take some risks.
Agreed. Watch out for sleepers. That could win you your season. And also watch out for injured guys who are coming around in the later weeks. They could be very good, especially people aren't watching for them. So 12th, 11th, 10th round, maybe you could steal one of those guys.
Also, like you were saying, you got to pay attention with injuries. You don't want to draft somebody who's hurt because you got to pay attention to that, because suspensions also, and you want to pay attention to that, and also bye week replacement. You don't want to have all your running backs on your team who have the same bye week, because that could hurt you for that week.
Yeah, that could give you a crucial loss.
And also, another tip we have is I like to draft only one kicker and one defense, because I like to get a lot of my team running backs, wide receivers, guys like that. And your kicker and your defense, if they're top guys and you really you don't really want to release them. Maybe you have somebody else you can release, but I like to draft only one kicker and one defense. How about you?
Yeah, I suggest you take your kicker and defense in the 15th to 14th round.
Last 2 rounds.
In the other rounds, take your depth, and in the early rounds, take your solid guys that you know are going to be your top wide receiver, top running back, and that are going to perform for you each and every week.
Do you like to draft one kicker and one defense?
Yeah, agreed. I don't think you need 2 kickers or 2 defenses. There's always defenses and kickers on the waiver wire, depending on the matchup they have that week.
And that's all we have for you guys. These are tips that can help you win your fantasy championships. And make sure, once again, you got to get prepared for your draft. Don't wait around because that's crucial.
Everything.
Thank you for watching, everybody.